We will bring you fantastic pictures, amazing audio throughout this race. The final race of the 34th America's Cup as we take you on board both the defender Oracle Team USA and the challenger Emirates Team New Zealand. We will try to identify the voices for you and let you know what key roles they play. And there is Dean Barker, upper left of your screen. So the big key today is Oracle Team USA has starboard entry and Emirates Team New Zealand has port entry as we check in on the water with Gary Jobson. Gary, is that port entry going to be as big as it has been in the last few days?
I think New Zealand's very lucky to have the port entry today. And with this flood tide, you normally want to stay right at the windward end of the line and get the puffs worse than use the current. But right now, the leeward end is closer to the first turning mark, so I look for the boats to fight for that leeward end.
So at 2:10, the Kiwis have right of way to get into the start box, and the Americans will follow.
This port tack entry has been favorable. Both skippers on both teams think that to be able to enter the box 10 seconds early to avoid these dangerous closing speeds is an advantage. So Team New Zealand has just lucked out at the very beginning part of today's race.
Go back and Tommy. Go board, come in.
Okay, we are 5 over. He's 5 over. 4 over.
Here's where the tactician will start to feed information to the helmsman, but the helmsman, listen, don't be shocked to know that the helmsman is totally in control here, using their instincts, setting up to not only get to the line on time, but to try to get themselves in between the other boat and the first mark.
Coming up on the way.
1 minute to go to the start.
Team New Zealand has set themselves up very far down low in the box. Oracle is way up high looking for a gap between the boats. It's called a gapping off. They might try to use that gap if they can get to the line at the same time to have a better angle to mark one and roll over the top.
35 seconds. Jimmy Spithill shows like he's going to go for the hook and then pulls it off.
Again, trying to keep a little bit of a gap here at this stage. He's hooked to weather of Team New Zealand. He has to try to just get better time and distance and roll over the top. That's their only chance at this stage. Team New Zealand's down low on this line, though. This is a dangerous spot for Emirates Team New Zealand right now.
Let's go. 19, one race for it all.
Such a critical moment in this race.
Beautiful job by New Zealand. The question, can they hold the overlap?
Oh, they both have huge skids piled in by Oracle.
Emirates Team New Zealand gets the whole shot. Oracle takes a big dip. How much will that hurt them?
Both boats got really loose there, right at that mark. Just, this is what we have to show for this race. This is incredible already.
Nice recovery. Hey, John. Hey, John. So watch him here.
So Oracle up on their foils. You heard Ben Ainsley, the tactician, say nice recovery. The Kiwis just off to their right.
Nice, really covers. Safe.
Again, another crucial moment. Team New Zealand did not jibe right away with Oracle. Therefore, it's a drag race. Oracle is not in a bad position. The faster boat could roll the other boat right now. Oracle is inching away at that lead.
Let's check in on the water with Gary Jobson.
Well, Oracle there really hit a bad wave and went up and down and lost it. But boy, are they sailing fast. They've just gone right by us. So from our position, Oracle's got a little bit more speed. The big question here for Jimmy Spittle, can he block the win in New Zealand? He's got to go forward about 2.5 lengths.
They trail by 40 meters to the Kiwis. This is a winner-take-all at the 34th America's Cup.
Flat-out drag race of two very even boats right now, Todd. And the boundary will be coming into play shortly. I don't think Oracle's going to have the time to roll over the top. Actually, Team New Zealand's come out a little bit ahead here recently.
And almost a simultaneous jibe as both boats decide to make the turn with a boundary on their left.
A boat length apart, 41 knots of boat speed going into that jibe.
You might think being ahead is better, but really, when you're behind, you put a lot of pressure and make the leading boat nervous.
These are sights and sounds that nobody in sailing ever dreamt we would see. This is just a new sport that we are witnessing here in the 34th America's Cup.
They are traveling about 40 knots, which is 46 miles an hour downwind here on leg number 2 of 5. Ken, this is going to be a very fast race with the winds blowing around 18 to 19 knots. Emirates on the left, Oracle Team USA on the right as they approach mark number 2. Ken, what are the options first for the Kiwis?
Well, for the Kiwis, you're trying to stay in sync now. They learned the hard way yesterday. At this stage, they were ahead yesterday, remember, in that second race, and they allowed Oracle to split and get to the other mark of the gate down here at the leeward end. Don't let the split happen. Go with a match here at this stage.
Tom Slingsby calling out the times. They go almost to the lay line, and it remains about a 65-meter lead for the Kiwis on the left of your screen.
Kiwis have done a great job of staying in sequence with these guys the whole way down and holding a really, really small lead right to the gate. I think Oracle's going to go for a split here.
At gate number 2, the Kiwis will head farther offshore, and the Americans will split the course yet again.
Man, is this setting up exactly like the second race yesterday. Team New Zealand will come out of the right-hand side, and they're going to start using that cone to their advantage. Let's see what Oracle does at this stage.
And at this point on the race course, the Americans have taken the lead by 20 meters.
But they're down one tack, so still a lot to play for here.
Watch him.
As the American lead grows up to 69 meters, Gary Jobson, who has the right spot, and where is the sweet spot on this course as they head upwind?
Well, position-wise, I like Emirates Team New Zealand. They've got the starboard advantage. But they're sailing slow right now. They really got to kick it up a notch if they want to hold on. Here comes the moment of truth.
This is the moment of truth. Port starboard. Oracle likely will be dipping at this stage. Then they will have the starboard tack advantage. This is the race that we only dreamt of.
And on the cross, the Kiwis take the lead back.
With the starboard tack right away, the Kiwis are allowed to cross ahead of Oracle at that stage.
Working hard here, boys. 40.
Oracle's heading for less current, New Zealand's heading for more.
10. Standing by in 3, 2, 1, tacking.
And as the Kiwis tack on the far left side of the course, the Americans stay on course with good speed, and this will close the gap substantially.
Copy, keep it on the one.
Todd, remember, this is where Oracle turned on the afterburners yesterday. It was speed that we have never seen out of an AC-72 upwind. Let's see if they have it in them again today.
Going for us here.
Another moment of truth. Starboard tack advantage now to Oracle as the cross comes yet again.
They are almost dead even on the water as we go on board Oracle Team USA.
Okay, going straight. Going straight. Focus here, go straight.
Big cross with the Americans having the right of way, and they will make the cross.
I don't even think Team New Zealand had to duck at that stage. That means that's about a 3 boat length gain over the last minute and a half. That's a big number, Todd. That's a big jump for Oracle.
Well, we're going to learn a lot about boat speed here. If New Zealand can gain to the right, we know the speeds are even. If USA continues to gain, they're a lot faster boat.
Leg 3 of 5 approaching the halfway point of this race, and this one is for all the marbles. The 34th America's Cup will go to the winner of this race.
Crossing if he tacks? Yeah. He tacks. He tacks.
That's the voice of Tom Slingsby, strategist on Oracle. He says they're crossing if he tacks. This is yet another huge moment.
Going straight.
Wow. Not just a cross, another couple boat lengths for Oracle. Todd, this is looking awfully familiar.
The question is, what are the Americans doing right, Ken, and what are the Kiwis doing wrong?
Boat speed, boat speed, boat speed. A tactician's best friend.
Good pressure coming now.
Dig into this one a little.
Yeah, copy. They're going to be good right second.
Don't be afraid to be a little faster, I think, guys.
Okay. Set up here.
Here, as we take a look overhead at Emirates Team New Zealand, what is their strategy now with less than a race to go?
Well, if you're going slower than Oracle right now, if you're New Zealand, you got to keep the other boat tacking and maneuver and try and have them make a mistake. If your speed's even, you go straight. You're slower, make a maneuver.
Those arrows indicating the flood tide, the current coming in from the Pacific into the San Francisco Bay. Emirates right now holding at 25 knots, 28.8 miles an hour.
Go for it, guys. This is it. This is it. Work your asses off. Going straight.
As commentated by Mr. Ben Ainsley.
I can find this way, huh?
Yeah. And continue.
God, these guys are smoking upwind right now. They're foiling almost all the time, something that we rarely saw at the beginning of this event. Every single race, they've been out of the water foiling more and more upwind. They're using it to their advantage.
3, 2, 1, here we go.
The lead is now 162 meters.
Yeah, good going, guys. Keep it going. Keep working, boys. Keep working. All the way. Work all the way. Right tack. Right tack. Second. Go. Go, boys. Go. Go, guys. Come on.
Todd, the wind continues to build here, but not over the limit. They get around the top mark. There is no wind limit after that point.
It just peaked moments ago at 20.7 knots. Our wind limit on the day is 24.4. So as Gary Jobson was pointing out, if they get around mark number 3, the wind limit is waved off. And right now, Ken, that's got to be advantage Oracle Team USA.
Todd, these guys are down the road. Gary, it's windy out there, though, isn't it? Is it getting windier?
It is getting a little windier, particularly at the top end of the course. It's hard to see that because of the strong flood tide that keeps those waves down.
These guys have done everything right in this race, except they just don't have the pace.
Oh, nice move by Oracle to cover and push them back. Well done there.
Ben Ainsley, the tactician on board Oracle Team USA. The man on the far right of your screen is a 4-time Olympic gold medalist.
Okay, and second. Come on. All the way here, Jimmy.
And with every meter sailed, you've got to imagine the pressure that is being applied on board Emirates Team New Zealand. 1 week ago, they had a lead of 8-1. It is now 8-8, and the winner of this race will take the cup.
Come on, here we go.
What a show for the people on the shoreline here in San Francisco Bay, and for sailors and non-sailors alike around the world. This is a comeback like international sport may have never seen before. Oracle has pace.
Folks, this is a complete role reversal of what we saw 7-8 days ago. It was the Kiwis putting it to the Americans. They could catch them whenever and wherever they wanted on the course, and now the roles reversed as you see the lead 260 meters to the Americans.
Look at the boat speeds there. So it was almost 30 knots for Oracle and 25-26 for Emirates Team New Zealand. Give the design team a lot of credit, the shore team, an incredible amount of credit for sticking with these guys and giving them a faster boat at this stage.
Got to go another 25 seconds this way. Right-handed it.
But let's not forget, Emirates Team New Zealand 3 or 4 times over the last couple days have been able to close the race down on leg 4 to less than 100 meters. So if the Americans think they've got this thing wrapped up, Kenny, give them a pep talk, because you know Dean Barker is going to throw it at them when they make the turn to head home.
Well, these guys, there is zero quit in these guys, but holy smokes, would you look at that? Talk about demoralizing, just gone right now. If you're Oracle, just gone. Gary, this is every time they leave the dock, they seem faster.
Okay.
You know, they made some improvements since we saw them just yesterday. We're right alongside Oracle Team USA, and it's an impressive sight seeing them foil upwind as they are doing right now.
Great gains, guys, great gains. Great work, boys. No problem. Jimmy, a lot of high mode here. Pretty high mode.
Just get it on the foil and then we'll do it.
Really big wind up at that windward gate. Oracle's got to be very careful making that rounding. They can't make a mistake at that point.
As we saw during the Louis Vuitton Cup, Emirates Team New Zealand pole pitching, almost taking the thing over and losing 2 crew member over the side during that race. No harm, no foul, but to Gary's point, with that big of wind and a 13-story wing, you got to be pretty careful.
Todd, Team New Zealand is going 27, 28 knots upwind. That's almost 30% more faster than they went in the Louis Vuitton Cup, and the other boat is killing them at this stage. Unbelievable speed gains.
Makes me wonder, Ken, maybe they were a little conservative on the start, knowing that they were that fast relative to New Zealand.
3, 2, yeah, 1, keep it on the way.
I'm not sure Jimmy Spithill's ever been conservative at anything, Gary.
So there is the track AC live line showing you just how far the Americans are out in front. The man with the 10 on his helmet, that is Ray Davies, the 41-year-old Kiwi, acting as tactician.
Well, it's miracle time for Emirates Team New Zealand. This is, like Gary said, they have to darn near flip this boat over at this stage. It's such a big lead.
And at gate number 3, we will bring them home uninterrupted. It's Oracle Team USA with a huge lead. 2 more legs, and the Americans will retain the cup. And for Team New Zealand, they have to find some wind and some speed if they want to take the cup to New Zealand.
Okay, here we go. Keep going, keep going. Keep going, I got it.
Hearts in the throats of every American sailor around the world as the boat just about takes off at the top gate.
No conservative there, Kenny. They went for it.
Okay. Happy to,
Gate number 3, the Kiwis decide to split the course. They're looking for something, anything, to get them back in touch with Oracle Team USA. They make the turn at gate number 3, and they're delta 26 seconds behind the defenders.
But they're almost going to have to jibe immediately here.
20 seconds.
The boundary and the wind direction is working to their disadvantage. They're going to have to jibe very quickly.
Traveling at 34 knots are the Kiwis. That's nearly 40 miles an hour, but the lead is almost 500 meters, and the Kiwis way over on the boundary.
Wow, that was very close to the boundary. But at this stage of the game, nothing to lose.
Get out of bad drive. Really good pressure from here.
Well, Gary, all kinds of records will be talked about when this one is done, whichever way it goes, and this is certainly one for the books.
Well, not only the longest cup, certainly the fastest cup. And by my clock right now, Oracle Team USA is ahead of the record by about 30 seconds.
And let's not forget, it was just 4 days ago, folks, that Emirates Team New Zealand had the lead with 8 wins in their pocket. They made the turn on the last leg, literally 4 minutes away from winning the America's Cup, and the whistle was blown. The time limit of 40 minutes had expired, and the race was wiped clean.
Okay, it's getting lighter. It's getting lighter all the time this way.
Todd, the last successful defense of the Cup was America cubed in 1992. One thing in common with this Cup, there was a Kirby on board. Rome Kirby with these guys, his father Jerry Kirby on board in 1992.
You talk about the speed of the Kiwis. They certainly had it when they won the Louis Vuitton Cup just about 3 weeks ago, and they had it at the start of the 34th America's Cup. Where has that speed gone?
I don't think it's gone anywhere. I think the other guys just put the afterburners on, put the jets on. A lot of time and effort has gone into designing the technology that creates these boats. Vertical learning curves have been talked about all the time. They get better every day. Oracle has just happened to get better faster.
A little bit lighter, then we'll build again. It's softer on the other side, though.
Makes me wonder if we'll ever see these boats again.
These AC-72s are the vision of Larry Ellison and Russell Coots as they put this together. After winning the last America's Cup, they had the right to determine where it would be contested and in what boats. These AC-72s were their dream, and a lot of people said, Kenny, it'll never work. It's too expensive. It won't be exciting. Au contraire.
Here we are, breaking down barriers into history of the America's Cup. Never have we seen anything like that. The epic comeback continues.
Yeah, gonna come up a little way.
Is that a smile? It's a close smile.
Very close. Jimmy Spithill, the skipper and helmsman on board Oracle Team USA. Australian by birth, married to an American woman. As he is bringing this thing home, we can see gate 4 in the distance.
We should get to the lay line here. Just gotta watch the pressure on the backside of Alcatraz.
It's not bad to have 5 Olympic gold medals standing behind you and giving you information.
Not bad at all.
45 seconds, probably. I think we're okay with the pressure. We'll get lighter from here. Keep working it.
There's a smile.
Slowly get softer from here. We'll get softer here, guys. I think it's better just go to the lay line.
Don't smile yet, Jimmy.
We've got 15 on the box, but I think it's further. A little faster, Tom. little bit further.
For more than 10 days, Jimmy Spithill sat down at press conference after press conference and said, we can still win this. At 8-1, Jimmy Spithill said, we believe we can still come back and win this. And Ken, we had the conversation and said, what is wrong with him? You got to know when you're beat. He just never knew it.
He never knew it. I give both of these guys credit. They've both had incredible streaks, winning and losing streaks. Dean Barker and Jimmy Spithill. Not the best jive on Oracle right there, by the way. But they've both handled their press conferences, the pressure with incredible poise. And we have to take our hats off to both of them.
You know, Ken, if you're going to go out here, New Zealand did a really good race. They won the start, got the lead at the second gate. What else could they have done? They're just a little bit slower.
At the end of the day, it is always the faster boat that is going to win. And tacticians aside, over the last 8 races, it has been Oracle Team USA. And just to continue on with what Ken was talking about, if this stands the way it is, this will definitely hurt for Emirates Team New Zealand and a nation. I will say this, Dean Barker, Ray Davies, and their crew are some of the classiest men you will ever come across. At mark number 4, Oracle Team USA makes the turn for home.
And I never thought I would say this, but Oracle's going to win the America's Cup. This is incredible.
So what was dubbed as a race for redemption for Dean Barker and Emirates Team New Zealand looked like it was on course as they led a week ago. 8 wins to 1. They were sitting on match point. One more victory and the cup was being shipped off to Auckland, New Zealand. And here we are a week later, all even at 8. And it is Oracle Team USA that is just moments away from keeping the cup. The Stars and Stripes say it all. The comeback of 2013 is complete. America's Cup will stay in America. And as the celebration commences on the shores here in San Francisco for the home team, Emirates Team New Zealand comes across the line with 8 wins, 1 short for more than a week. Their final delta in excess of 43 seconds.